Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I am the Night Walker, and I feel really bad because I was gonna review a movie for you guys, but the problem is I got nothing to watch. Oh, just kidding, just trying to be funny, trying to be a goof. So forgive me. Anyway, yeah, I do have a movie that I want to talk about today, and this movie is a lot of fun. I reviewed this movie a while back on the Body Bags channel, and I just wanted to talk about it again for my own personal channel. And I picked this up at Zia Records, and I only paid 25 cents for this DVD. And as far as I'm concerned, it's worth a lot more than that. Um, I'm sure there's probably a lot of people who have never heard of this movie, and it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of people didn't. Then again, too, I don't know. Maybe more people have heard of this movie than I'm giving it credit for. But this movie we're talking about is called How to Be a Serial Killer. And like I said, yeah, I reviewed this on the Body Bags channel a while back, and you look right there, you got the character of Mike. What's his last name? Mike Wilson. Sorry. So you got the character of Mike here on the cover. He's wearing a suit. He's got the axe. You turn around back. He's got a chainsaw. So yeah, I mean, definitely you can definitely see a bit of an American Psycho thing going on here, which is kind of funny. But yeah, if you haven't heard this movie, don't be too upset about it because honestly, I don't honestly making movies like this. I don't know. I don't really think you could get away with making movies like this anymore. This movie here, it's more of a black comedy than it is a horror film. It's definitely got some dark comedic moments in it, but just the climate nowadays, the way everybody's so oversensitive about everything now, it's like I'm not even sure. Like I said, I don't honestly know if you can even make movies like this in this day and age anymore. But I don't know, But anyway, I enjoyed this movie a lot. This movie it's so good. For a little, hardly known about film or anything. This is, that's the thing. I mean, you look. Obviously, I got a lot of movies, right? And I found a lot of these out in the wild, and you find dollar DVDs or 50-cent DVDs or whatever else, and you take a gamble, when you get some of these, you watch them, and quite a few of them turn out to be real turds, but every once in a while, you find a gem, and this one here is, to me, this was a diamond in the rough, as far as I was concerned. It's that needle in a haystack, and the movie's pretty, it's pretty simple. You got the character Mike Wilson, played by Damian Clark here, who I gotta say, it's like there are certain actors that, as far as I'm concerned, like it bugs me that you don't see them very much, and they have tremendous talent. They really do have a presence about them. Like another one, I believe the actor's name is Patrick Fabian, who played in he was the lead of The Last Exorcism. And you just see certain actors who, they have a real presence to them, and they have something about them. They have a real personality to them, and they just, they're compelling, and they make you want to watch them. And Damian Clark, in my opinion, he's definitely one of those actors. I mean, in this movie, his character, of Mike, he's a serial killer, but he's, for the most part, he's always a very upbeat kind of guy. He's, always kind of energetic, for the most part, has this kind of, like looking on the bright side of things kind of an attitude. And he just overall, is like, if he wasn't trying to kill you, he'd be a really likable guy. And, just the kind of guy you'd like to hang out with because, like I said, just his attitude and his overall demeanor, just kind of like, he has a personality that could kind of win you over. But, there are moments in the movie where, you can see him where he's on stage and you kind of realize, well, that's not entirely what's going on here, but he's on stage and basically he's giving you his like 10 tips on how to be a serial killer. And he's talking about how, like how you should go about, like if you were going to kill somebody, like how you would go about spotting your victims and how you would go about preparation and things like that. Depending on the situation, what would be the best weapon to use, so on and so forth. And he's doing all these things. See, it's stuff like this, which is why, like I said, honestly, this is the kind of movie you couldn't put this out in theaters nowadays. Because if you did, it's like everybody be crying for this movie. I mean, look at Joker. Look how everybody's raising hell about, they want Joker completely, just taken away from public consciousness, even though now it's the highest grossing movie of all time, or I don't know, I don't know, it's like the highest grossing comic book movie or whatever, highest grossing R-rated movie, whatever the case, it's a gigantic, it's a blockbuster, it's a hit. But nowadays, with the way people are so oversensitive about things like that, you couldn't get a movie like this because that's the thing. Even though this is a dark comedy, and I think if you took the time to think of this logistically, I think you could be like, I don't know, I'm not really sure like everything in this movie would work, but there would be people out there, they'd be convinced that it would, and as far as they're concerned, they would want to take this movie down because they would just, as far as they're concerned, this movie's too dangerous, and it's, this movie gets into the wrong hands, the wrong person sees it, they're going to go out and kill people. So, but I just always find that funny. If you watch a movie, you watch a horror movie, you're going to go out and kill people. If that's the case, look at this. If that's the case, if watching horror movies made you go out and kill people, Jeffrey Dahmer, Ted Bundy, Charles Manson, John Wayne Gacy, they wouldn't have shit on me. Trust me. But anyway, though, but I guess some people just can't learn how to watch a movie, I guess. But anyway, so getting back start. I'm sorry for all the rambling and stuff, but yeah, let's get to talking about the movie. You got the character Mike. He's a serial killer, and he's like giving his tips on how to become a serial killer. And he meets this young guy named Bart, and this is Bart right there. Now Bart is he's a clerk in a video store. And when was this movie made? Because I mean, I was gonna say that should give you an idea of when this movie was made because it's let's see, when did this movie come out? Oh boy, 2009. They even still have video stores in 2009. Anyway, doesn't matter. So he goes into this video store and he meets the clerk working in the store. His name is Bart. He's a young guy, and he sees this Bart is always taking a lot of crap from the customers and people putting him down, calling him names and things like that. So he goes up to him, just kind of, tries to work him into the conversation of, hey, wouldn't you like to kill people? And look at that, look at that guy, that scumbag who talks down on you and stuff like that. If you were going to kill him, how would you do it and stuff like that? And then he's kind of like, you want to do it for real, and Bart is the character. Bart's kind of like he's very easily swayed, kind of like any wind can blow him. But he does decide, yeah, he is tired of being, stepped on and put down and kicked around and things like that. So he does decide, yeah, he would like to be, he would like to kill people and stuff. So Mike decides, I'm going to take you under my wing and I'm going to teach you, the proper way to do this. So the idea is, you know how to plan, you know how to, go in for the attack, you know how to dispose of everything, dispose of evidence to not get caught, and to, importantly, not let anybody know what's going on with you. And we find out though too that, let's see here, yeah, because the Mike has a girlfriend here, and what was the character's name? Abigail. Yeah, turns out that he's got a girlfriend, Abigail, and he's trying to keep his secrets away from her. He doesn't want her to know that what he's really doing. But the thing about it is, though, is like I said, the two characters, Mike and Bart, even though, like I said, even though they're doing terrible things in the movie, well, Bart not so much. It's more Mike. It's like even though they do terrible things, they're really likable characters. That's kind of odd, But and it's kind of like usually the people that they go after are, for the most part, kind of like, I mean, nobody really deserves to be murdered, but these are kind of people you could see, like, you see these people be like, yeah, if they got murdered, you could kind of understand why. You don't condone it by any means, but you would understand it a little bit. But so anyway, he takes Bart and he starts teaching him, like, okay, if you're going to, okay, pick your victim, this is how you're gonna attack, this is how you do this and that and the other thing. And there is some real, some really darkly comic moments in this, but that's the thing. I mean, it's kind of like I said, this movie, it's so weird because the character of Mike should not pull you in at all. He should be a reprehensible character. He should be a character you can't stand him. Um, but he just has such a charisma about him and such a likability about him, and the fact that Clark does not play him. It's not like Dexter, okay? Like when you watch Dexter, I mean, over and over again in the series of Dexter, um, it's always talked about how Dexter really has no emotions and how he's just kind of always like this blank slate, and he's always like having to try to learn how to appeal to people and learn how to try to fit in and act normal and stuff like that. You don't really have that with the character of Mike. Mike has kind of a gift of gab. You know, he's he's engaging. And the thing is though too, if you think about it, for a serial killer, that works perfectly because I mean, go watch your serial killer documentaries. They will tell you, pretty much like 8 times out of 10, maybe 9 times out of 10. Usually, like, how is it serial killers can go on for so long and they kill people and stuff like that? It's because, they're, they fit in. They know how to engage with people. They know how to have a conversation. They know how to, put people at ease, lull them into that sense of security and things like that. And that's what the character of Mike does. Mike comes off as just a likable, amiable kind of guy. But when he gets his moment, he will strike. And and that's the thing, he's not. I think also too, the thing that makes Mike engaging is the fact that he's not he's not the kind of killer who's like, I want to go out and kill women because I think all women are sluts and whores and they're all pieces of trash and they all deserve to die or whatever. Mike, I think, is a little bit more of a I say he's a little bit more of an equal opportunity serial killer, but come to think of it, it's like, did he even kill a woman in this movie? Well, yeah, I did one. Okay, sorry, but anyway, so, but anyway, though, yeah, and then he tries to, teach Bart the tricks of the trade, and at the same time, though, too, he's trying to deal with Abigail because Abigail, at a point she starts to get suspicious because at first he's just saying that he's hanging around with, well, he's taking Bart. He's kind of like, yeah, Bart's this kind of like wayward kid and he doesn't know much. And so it's like, so I kind of want to just take him and kind of like just help him out a little bit, kind of teach him a few things, kind of, prepare him for a little bit more of the ways of the world. And at first, Abigail thinks that's a great thing and she loves that idea. But the more time they spend together, the more she's kind of getting a little suspicious of what they're doing together. And so it's like, trying to dodge all that. But I think I'll leave it at that. It's like, I think if, I know usually I have a tendency to kind of give away all the secrets, but this movie, being that it's a movie that I think not too many people have seen, like I said, I could be wrong about that, but this is a movie I think not too many people have seen. And if you haven't seen it, then, yeah, I don't want to spoil the whole thing for you, get a chance, go watch it. And like I said, Damian Clark, he brings a real pathos to the character. And there are parts in the movie where, it's like, that's what I think is interesting. He plays him as a real human being. He plays him as a person who has cares and love and feelings and things like that. And, he like his, he sees Abigail as this wonderful woman, this precious gift that was put on this earth that he loves and cares about. He sees Bart as, this true friend, this true wonderful guy who, okay, he's, yeah, he's a little, a little bit of a diamond in the rough, but like I said, but he's learning and he's doing better and everything else. And so, but anyway, yeah, I would say definitely check this out. Like I said, it's a very black comedy. And if you're not, if you're not into that kind of thing, then you might want to just skip over this, altogether. But yeah, this is kind of like if you like a dark comedy, you're kind of more of a morally bankrupt kind of mood, then yeah, this will work for you. Just, I would say, just kind of be in the right frame of mind to watch it. That's what I would say. So, yeah, some of the reviews on here, it is cold, satanic, and darkly hilarious. Had me laughing so hard my stomach hurt. Another one says, imaginative, intriguing, Clark and Gubler do give impressive performances, which I just said that. That's true. Let's see here. It's time to start listening to the voices in your head. Good stuff. If you're just a little warped, have fun. This is a dark comedy and belongs to the small family of other black humored horror comedies about killers, Dexter being obvious. So, anyway, yeah, I definitely recommend this. Also, too, like I say, yeah, I agree with that. If you're a fan of stuff like Dexter and everything else, I'd say give this a shot. This is pretty fun. But, yeah, but like I said, a movie like this, it's like, it's pretty easy to see why this would go under the radar. Like, you couldn't put a movie like this out in theaters nowadays. It's like they would, everybody would be trying like hell to ban this, even though if you watch this movie, it's kind of like you watch it in the right frame of mind. This movie is perfectly harmless. But anyway, that's going to pretty much do it. So yeah, anyway, if anybody took the time to watch this video, I thank you for doing it. I appreciate you for doing it. I honestly hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. I'm going to try to get back to work on getting more videos out. Hopefully, mind you, do some good content and hopefully enjoyable content too. But so yeah, again, thank you for watching. Take care, and this is the Night Walker, and you might want to be careful if you're out and about strolling around at night. You never know. I just might be hiding in the shadows.